All right, so half-time here at the Kingborough Sports Centre. NBL 1 South action coming to you live from Kingborough. And we've decided to have a quick half-time interview with the Tasmania JackJumpers head coach, Scott Roth. Scott, welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Scott, obviously great to have you here at the games. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, it's one of the things that I've done when I've got here is obviously I've gone up north and seen the Northwest Thunder play and trying to be up there, and then down here to watch these guys play, and also obviously the women play in both places. So it's just been good to be out in the state and see the players that are around. It's also good to see the incoming players and kind of go through the process of just seeing who some of these guys are and just enjoying myself and watching the game.
And how are you loving the atmosphere here? You've been to a few games already. How are you liking the crowd's getting involved there, close down the stretch, and there's a bit of noise happening?
Actually, there's been some very good games. I saw a barn burner up in Northwest with the Thunder, and then I came down here the following weekend, another barn burner down here. So it's been exciting. If the temperature was a little bit different in here, it'd be nice and warm, but I feel like I'm in a refrigerator, but that's part of being in here.
Absolutely. Jacob, you got any questions here for Scott?
Yeah, Scott, I'll ask one big question. I really enjoyed your Twitter exchange today on the JackJumpers account with the Muss Bus, Eric Musselman.
Yep.
Is that part of the marketing strategy? Try and get the name out there with some of those guys?
Again, we're just starting. We just hired a media personnel for us already just last week, so we're trying to obviously start to increase some of those things with us and get out there visibly. And Eric's been a teammate of mine and grew up together basically playing. And bizarrely enough, I ended up playing for his dad professionally. So I've always followed him. Obviously, he's done a heck of a job with what he's done over there. And we had a good little exchange this morning. And we actually sent some gear off. He sent some gear to me. And so when we get that, we're going to have another little exchange. So we're trying to get out there with Twitter and Facebook and get the name out there as much as possible. We got a good blast in the NBA the other day with Toronto Raptors. Give them a shout out to the JackJumpers, which is fantastic. It's obviously international exposure too, so as much as we could do, we will.
Yeah. Just quickly, Scott, noticed that you've announced the bloodline for the team starting over the next couple of weeks. I managed to pause that little clip that started and saw some of the photos and the people involved here. I mean, how important is it for you? I mean, I've seen a couple of them around here tonight, but how important is it for you guys as a club to have that there, and also for the young men you see on the court tonight to recognise that bloodline, get involved themselves and eventually be the next step in that process?
Yeah, like I said, the minute I got the job, I went through my interview process talking about that with Larry Katzman and Simon Brookhouse about creating that. It's one of the things that is maybe the most important thing I found out when being in Perth that drives their culture for 34 years is their bloodline and what they've done there. And I think it's worth obviously starting it here. And when I got here and found out what was going on, it was just a no-brainer for me to try to get out and about and try to get people involved. And we need to recognize the people that have built basketball here and the history of what's going on in the state, and obviously give pathways for the kids. And we're going to grow that bloodline. There's obviously many more people than the 12 that we started with, but I want to start with a small group, and we'll expand that from the north to the south. And I think it's just a good way to recognize the people who have been here. And then when we can start getting our new players in here in August, we'll create the bloodline together.
Scott, obviously great to have you with us live on the broadcast here on NBL 1 South, and hope you enjoyed the rest of the game. And some great announcements that you had with obviously Sardines and Mika Bacona as well too. So we wish you the best of luck with the rest of it that's going on, and thanks for your time.
Yep, no worries, guys.
All right, Scott Roth there with us live here at halftime in the basketball.